Stephanie, for that introduction. And good afternoon, everyone. So I am following Dr. Vine, almost retiring, Dr. Lindsay, mid-career, and this is my second year with Ohio State, so very early career. And the last step here is heat unit accumulation, implications. It was mentioned by Alex earlier, frost-free period is increasing, meaning that we have a safer window for growing our crops. We can sometimes plant earlier than we used to due to warmer temperatures and those freezing temperatures not happening as late as they used to in the spring. So longer growing season opportunities, an opportunity for higher yields, an opportunity for longer grain filling periods, an opportunity for higher grain weight, and potentially use of longer relative maturities. If we were doing a 108-day hybrid in the past, now we might look into 110, 112, with always making sure that we are looking at the favorable conditions, because if we decide to pursue a longer maturity hybrid and then it turns out that the rule is not holding true, then we might be compromised with freeze kill, and then things will not look good. Suitable working days, that Alex touched base on this a little bit earlier. We are decreasing the number of available days for field work. If we look to mid-April to mid-May, we only have about 10 to 15 days available, suitable for field work. That's half of the month. So we need to really pile up through activities in the field, and that's what really pushes the envelope into doing things when conditions are not the best, and that can put us in trouble. Picture from Ohio last year. We don't want this, we want this. We know we see it here and there. So planting delays. If we are planting later, we are having a decreased heat unit accumulation into that crop. Looking into the Ohio Corn Performance Test, this is the history from 1972 to 2021. Orange dots indicate the different planting dates for any given year, and the green triangles are indicating harvest dates. What I could see is that there is a trend to later planting dates over the years. So if we are planting later, we are potentially having a shorter season available for that crop. So things that we need to watch. Harvest dates just is variable. It depends what is the weather doing, how far are we with the combine from the next field, and a range of different things. Replanting conditions. Replanting might not always be the best option or the best choice. This figure here shows that 20,000 plants per acre planted on April 20th can yield 91% of the optimum. Now, if we do a replant and we bring that plant establishment to 30,000 plants per acre, and we do that mid-May, we are still producing the same 91% of optimum yield. So that's just kind of a warning that having a low stand planted earlier might yield as good as a higher stand planted later. What is that? There you go. There you go. What else can be done? Heat unit, in terms of heat unit accumulation, what can be done? Again, we are looking into optimum planting dates. The rule of thumb is, hopefully that comes by Tony. Rule of thumb, we generally recommend that planting early May to maximize crop yields. This is back working Nebraska, 6 years for 6 different Pioneer hybrids. Our best shot was with that early May window, if possible, if it is not wet, if it is not cold. So that helped us to achieve that longer growing season and potentially having a good correlation to higher yields, which we are seeing that on the screen. What else? In Ohio or anywhere, really, we have a whole range of relative maturities that are available that seed companies make available for us. So we have anywhere from 95 days, at least in Ohio, up to 114 days. So generally, we are looking somewhere in the 108, 112. That's what we typically do or we choose for. But if we are planting later for whatever reason, it might be a good consideration planting a shorter relative maturity, especially when we are getting into June. Tools out there able to help us in some of that decision process, U2U, that help us give us some projections on freezing temperatures in the fall, sometimes freezing temperatures in the spring, when is black layer going to be achieved, when is silking date going to be achieved. We set up our relative maturities. This works for the whole corn belt. So it's a tool that is out there. I use it. It's not perfect. There are limitations, but is there. So in summary for today, corn growth and development really help us to optimize crop yields. Reduction and mitigation of stress is critical, whatever the stress is, long-term versus short-term, or nutrient deficiencies. We want to mitigate to avoid those so that we can optimize our crop yields. Long-term weather has clear implications into corn growth, corn development, and ultimately crop yields. Periods of high heat or drought or cloudiness really challenge us into maximizing crop yields. There is continued need to improve evaluations and research into newer hybrids, newer management, newer technologies, higher seeding rates that we have today. These re-evaluations are really needed if we want to stay up to speed on what we are seeing and challenged with. And to wrap up, improvements of hybrids, that has contributed greatly over time. Improvement of agronomics, what we do in the farm, has contributed greatly over time as well. But if we want to leverage those long-term patterns in the climate, we need to bring everything into the table and look at things in a holistic way. We cannot just only take care about sulfur, not just only take care about nitrogen. We really need to take care about everything.